Winnipeg Blue Bombers' Troy Stoudermire won runs in the punt return for the touchdown against the Edmonton Eskimos during the first half of CFL action in Winnipeg Saturday, October 3, 2015. The Canadian Press, John Wood's Toronto, the Calgary Stampeders told their defensive backs to learn every position, so that's what Troy Stoudermire did. Since the start of training camp, the off-season recruit has returned punts in preseason, served as a backup corner in Week 1 and is officially listed as starting at strong side linebacker, Sam, for the Stampeders on Saturday night against the Toronto Argonauts 5 p.m. TSN, News Talk 770. It's nothing the 27-year-old wasn't expecting when he signed with the Stamps after splitting time between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Edmonton Eskimos for the past 3 CFL seasons. "I'm comfortable in any position across the board," Stoudermire said. "Coming into minicamp, they had me playing everything, so up to this point, I pretty much know everything on the defense." The Stampeders started veteran Jamar Wall at Sam in the Week 1 win over the Hamilton Tiger Cats, but they will use a rotation of several players at the position this weekend. "It's a job Stamps head coach Dave Dickenson describes as being the toughest on the field, because the guy who plays at Sam has to help out with both covering receivers and stopping the opponent's run game. When you're playing a team like the Argos, who have James Wilder Jr., the 2017 Most Outstanding Rookie, at running back, and all-star receivers such as S.J. Green, it's even harder. It's a tough position anyways, and you're going up against probably the league's best receivers when Toronto's there," Dickenson said. "S.J. will be playing a lot. He's a great receiver. Give him some different looks, too, and some different guys. Hopefully, whoever's in there handles that big-time." Stamps receiver Tavares Daniels likes playing against the Argonauts, especially at BMO Field. In his 2 CFL seasons, Daniels has traveled to Toronto to play the Argos twice, and both trips have resulted in big stat lines. In 2016, the Stamps game in Toronto was arguably when Daniels truly announced himself on the national scene with a 5-catch, 216-yard receiving performance in which he recorded 1 touchdown. Last year, he scored another touchdown and rolled up 76 receiving yards on 4 receptions. So what's the secret to his success in Toronto? I have no idea. Maybe it's because they have Chipotle out here. I love Chipotle," Daniels said. "Nah, this is a big-time city, and I'm kind of used to playing in big-time games coming out of college, and I think that just kind of helped. I'm not sure what it is. It just seems to happen, and I'm all for it." Being careful throughout the week, it appeared that both Canadian receiver Limar Durant and defensive back Jamar Wall might be back in time to suit up for the Stampeders this weekend. Neither was included on the roster for Saturday's game at BMO Field. Both guys are suffering through very different injuries, as Durant has been out of action since last August with a serious knee injury, while Wall pulled a muscle in the Stamps season opener last weekend against the Tiger Cats. "We felt Jamar was close but not quite ready," Dickenson said. With the Stampeders set to take the field again next Thursday against the Ottawa Red Blacks, Dickenson did say throughout the week that he would likely be cautious and not rush anybody back into the lineup given the short turnaround between games. But it seems certain that both Durant and Wall will be back sooner rather than later. Not on purpose, the Argonauts have done well bolstering their defensive line with former Stampeders who returned to the CFL. DL Sean Lemon left the Stampeders after winning a Grey Cup with the team in 2014 and signed NFL contracts with both the Pittsburgh Steelers and San Francisco 49ers. His journey to Toronto took him through Ottawa and Regina, but he's found a happy home with the Argos. DL Frank Belter, meanwhile, spent most of last year on the practice roster for the NFL's New York Jets before signing with the Argonauts about a month ago. Head coach Mark Trestman, though, says there's no Argos strategy of going after former Stamps. "I don't look at it that way. I look at it that we have a really good group of linemen," Trestman said. Frank has fit in really well. More than anything, the presence of a few Stampeders on the Argos roster can be explained by the fact that there's almost always a lot of player movement in the CFL. That's something new the Argos see when they look at the Stampeders, too. The group from Calgary that will take the field Saturday features new starters where star running back Jerome Messam, team-leading receiver Markway McDaniel, and all-star defensive end Charleston Hughes toiled against the Argos in last year's Grey Cup. They've got different personnel, no doubt about it, Trestman said of the Stampeders. They've got 2 new backs, and they've got some new receivers, so they look different in terms of the people we've been used to seeing for a number of years. They're certainly talented, and they've got no 19 QB Levi Mitchell back there, and that hasn't changed. He's as good as any individual player in this league, bar none, and they're going to challenge us. Austin at postmedia.com, www.twitter.com/DannyAustin_9.